explosion's all set. Things looking pretty good. We're going to roll here in about 15 minutes. But hey, before you do that, I want you to put these amidst your explosions.
and the guy's like,
They're just sparkle bombs.
Dude, he's like, dude, no car explosion or helicopter explosion, any kind of explosion looks like this. And Michael Bay goes, do you trust me?
Trust me.
And then
it's my own recipe.
The explosion goes off, and he just goes like, yes,
dude, so freaking sick.
Yes, you're gonna hit the power box and it's gonna explode.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I could see it now. Freaking 30 feet of sparks, 2 directions. I don't know freaking how that became his staple, but I don't ever want to see him stop.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. We're here today with the 362nd podcast.
Yes, because someone forgot to update it.
Yeah, but we all make mistakes. I never do, but
Yeah, and rarely do I.
I mean, I've only last time I made a mistake, I think was the day I was born.
Oh, was that a mistake? Your birth date.
I was trying to throw a joke in there. It didn't land.
No,
Dang, that's a dark joke. It's a dark joke.
We've all forgotten.
You basically said you're a mistake.
We've all forgotten the
number.
The number or the Patreon thing.
Or the end slide,
The end slide.
Nope. Yeah. Never forgotten it. I've been thinking a lot, obviously. No, I'm not. I've been thinking a lot about how media is there's so many ways that people create an experience online for folks. And I guess between the metaverse we looked at a few weeks ago and looking at live shows, I'm noticing there's people that are turning traditional broadcast or radio shows and making them doing just the same thing, but in the online space. So Dave Ramsey does a radio show, but he also has the visual element is a YouTube show, YouTube and Rumble. Yeah. But when he goes to ad breaks for, his contractual agreements to be on the air for radio, he just takes his YouTube channel and throws in YouTube ads. So he doesn't have MeUndies. Yeah, he's doubling up. He doesn't have MeUndies, but
he basically does a podcast.
He podcasts answering phone calls, with a co-host. Yep. But then that's also doubling as a radio show. Guess who else does the exact same thing? Well, the full episodes are on his behind a paywall, but he puts up clips of them. Glenn Beck.
Oh.
And he owns a whole network called The Blaze, which Steven Crowder was under for a long time, right?
Yeah. And what's his face?
Quarter Black Garrett's now under The Blaze.
Right. I know that Eric July worked for them for a while.
Yeah, Eric July was
the comic book. What's the comic book? I saw him
for The Blaze. They did that under The Blaze.
No, he did that himself, but he worked for The Blaze for a minute, or worked with The Blaze.
Right now, Quarter Black Garrett and Dave Landau has their own show called Totally Normal or something like that. It's a new show, but that's under The Blaze as well. There's a lot of people creating podcast networks, like video podcast networks.
Yeah.
And it's the parent company of this network is The Blaze, but Glenn Beck owns The Blaze, and he started as a radio talk show host.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing on YouTube, people are creating a whole experience and doubling up, but following the pattern of the old media. Now, do you guys know this one guy who's super popular? Have you ever dabbled in the world of real estate on YouTube channels?
No, we're young men, not old.
Young men.
I don't know.
Hold on.
What's his name? Ryan?
I'm actually looking it up because his name's slipping my mind, which I probably shouldn't have brought it up if I didn't know his name off the top of my head. But
my guy.
Yeah, good job, Joe. Don't you know anything about podcasting?
Well, I will say this. I actually
That's why you don't have a radio and podcast show. You just have a podcast show.
Just a podcast.
Just a podcast.
Dang, why are you leaning into me so heavy? I was just gonna say that I keep talking, as opposed to stopping and just being like, which you guys both do.
We don't do that.
Yes, you
we
do.
always have something to talk about.
Well, keep going. Keep going.
We're just filling up because you wanted to look up this guy. We're just filling in the empty air, the empty space.
I wanted to say this guy. He's a YouTube star, but he's in the
Oh,
real
he's a
estate
star.
YouTube world.
What's his name?
Yes, freaking. Dave Ramsey's
Name.
bringing him on his show, so Dave Ramsey's now pulling in guests from the YouTube space onto his show, right?
Yes.
Why?
I still haven't found his name.
Yes, freaking. I have all the pressure
what's his
right
name?
now. Alleviate it some. Alleviate the pressure so I can search in peace.
That was me putting a brick in it.
I swear, this guy's impossible to find if you don't know his name.
Well,
How
look,
is it?
You know,
What?
I was trying to do a thought, and then Josh goes, "Well, what?"
Okay, just keep going, please. Please,
you're like
keep
you guys are always going,
Oh,
it's because
no.
we do it, and then we interrupt each other. But no,
It's these night podcasts. We used to do them on Wednesday. We used to do 2 episodes on Wednesday night, and we're doing this at night again. And now it's the chaos.
We're out of energy. Yeah,
It's
also
chaos.
we don't usually come into a podcast usually. Especially if you're doing the topics, you know what topics you're going to do. You don't know what anybody else is going to bring up at the beginning of a podcast,
especially
like,
Joseph.
Some
Joseph always brings up
contrived thing about internet media.
What the crap are you even saying right now? Contrived?
Contrived?
That's not correct.
I'm just trying to get on your nerves.
Yeah, it's working.
What's this guy's
Contrived.
name?
It's
What's
so
this guy's
easy.
name? I gotta know.
I'm
Where can I get my real estate?
I literally have to go into
You guys
the
never
episode.
have anything to say, but you come into the episode with like this prepared thing, and then expect us to just yes and you.
Yes, and
Yes.
me, please. Gosh dang
And
it.
I have been. I mentioned Eric
Okay,
July.
gosh,
That's a
dang
really
it.
good yes and. I mean, come on, I'm doing the best I can.
Graham Stephan.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
I had
know
to
of
literally
Graham
I had to go inside of Dave Ramsey's live stream, find where it was in the show, and look for his lower third. Gosh dang it.
Oh man, it was
Yes.
worth it.
Graham
Graham
Stephan.
Stephan.
He started off as a real estate guy, but I wouldn't really consider himself just a real estate guy anymore. He's more of a, entrepreneur money guy. He does all
Sure.
kind of business stuff now.
Why do you know about Graham Stephan?
Joshua?
Me?
Yeah, Joshua.
Because Joshua
because
just finds his feet and things.
He has a podcast that he has a bunch of people on. He's had a bunch of just random people on his podcast, and I listen to his podcast when I find a guest that is interesting.
Well, all that to say, you got people like Dave Ramsey who's doing basically also like they used to do headsets, like the football coach headsets. They stopped doing that. They actually have podcast microphones.
Yeah,
For
the
their
Shores.
studio. Yeah, just because it's leaning into the world of podcast studios, and I'm just fascinated that Dave Ramsey is now also entering the world of the YouTube creator space for his show, his show.
His show.
Show.
I would love a
Show?
football thing. Mike.
Yeah, it's probably
The-
better quality than
Gosh,
Shure mics.
it's-
It's not. It's not better than the
Shore.
Shores.
The Shore mics are probably better.
No,
but, yeah.
that's what I meant. I meant Shure is better than the.
It's
the
definitely
mic.
better, but you have this big stupid thing in front of you when you could
Yeah.
just be wearing be wearing some headphones and a mic. That dude.
No one
Sick.
talks about this, but the mic creator relationship is intimate.
Stupid,
all right?
and I hate it.
lovely.
Oh, yeah.
You
I hate
hate
it. I hate it. I wish this was not here.
You wish the
boom
microphone
arm,
It
wasn't
distracts me.
the boom arm
It's not
definitely
the
makes it
boom
better.
arm. I like the boom arm. The boom
the
arm
arm
is
makes it
great.
better.
It's doing its job. It's carrying. It is what it is. But the mic in front of me, I don't know. I feel like I'm having to interact with it. I'm having to and I'm always bumping it, and I don't know if it weren't here,
We wouldn't hear you.
I'd feel more comfortable. But yeah, no, you would hear me because I would have an awesome little like, pilot. I'd be like a pilot.
No, you'd look like a freaking
Wyatt-
trucker, bro.
That's
Wyatt
awesome.
would be doing the trucker thing. He would just be like, "Hey, Bob,
breaker,
what are you
1-9.
Yeah, he would just be doing these trucker jokes, and it would get old.
Yeah,
He'd wear his trucker hat, his front facing trucker hat, have his headset, just starts setting up on his shelf behind him. He starts putting like little, I don't know, cop radios behind him.
When something becomes like a hipster trend, like the Shure mics, even though they work and they're really nice, I think it's also a hipster trend to have that in front of you at your studio.
Why is it a hipster
Maybe,
thing?
but I don't think
because
so.
it's like oh, everybody else has it for their podcasts. They have it because it works and it's really good equipment. But when it starts to become a hipster thing, I've become disinterested.
I've always thought it is the beautiful thing about the Shure microphones is, and I guess we're podcasting. We're talking about the podcasting world. The beautiful thing about it for me is you can have anybody, including yourself or any guest you have on, enter your space and sit down. They don't have to. I come from production. We're using lavs all the time, having to set up boom mics out of the camera shot, or like getting it taped onto you, or freaking don't screw with any of that. And also don't get the high end, like the gray ones that some podcasts use, because those are susceptible to spills and damage, right? And they're too sensitive. The Shures were made for high quality sound, but durability. So you can just throw it around and just screw with it and get, rowdy during a conversation.
In Virginia Beach, we literally had jets. Yeah. They could hear them, but not as much as
we could hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the Shure microphone.
But
Shure had our back.
I think another option for
this is not an ad. Why we
easy to use is just like you put on the headset and then just pop that boy down.
No.
You're telling me, okay, hold on. You're telling me if you could pop a mic down off your headset, which is already on your head and you already have to put it on. If you could pop a mic down and it be as good as this. If it were as good as this.
This is a feature. This is a part of the podcast. This is my interaction relationship, my hands-on. You know what I'm saying?
It's become a hipster thing. You're describing it like a hipster would describe something.
No, this is
I'm out.
I talk with my hands a lot. I do the Donald Trump hams.
Yeah, me too. And this is in the way.
You could do that with the headset.
This is a part of it. All right, when you get real intense, you grab the, No, you can't start grabbing your headset. No, you can't, because that literally the headsets aren't built for you to grab it. You can grab it like this. We're fine.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, I know about microphones, bro.
You know what you do know about?
What do I know about?
About Halloween.
What of it?
Smooth segue.
That was a terrible segue, but I was trying to go to it, and we weren't going to stop.
He's the master. He's the master of the segue.
Joshua became the master of the segue when he was like, one day he's just like, I think it's really important that we segue from topic to topic.
Yeah.
And we're like, freaking, why? Just start. Just talk.
Actually,
bro.
I think I was probably the one who said that, because I feel like I had a conversation with you about we need to segue into our topics better, because we always go, so
what's cool? What you do know about?
I always say we would either Josh would either do a terrible segue, or we go, all right, next topic. We got to figure out a better way.
And you're right but the thing is, okay, there's 3 of us and we have freedom of speech on this podcast. So at any given time, one of us just screws up the formula every transition, every time.
I mean,
all it takes is for Joshua to try to say, and you know what you do know about? and it's ruined. It's
Yeah,
ruined.
But you know,
if
some of
we-
us prefer their chicken with salt and pepper, and some just like to season that thing up and have some herbs and spices. The 11 herbs and spices.
what you did was like that was boiled chicken.
Yeah. I'm the salt person. I just salt my chicken. I don't love
what
herbs
I'm
and
saying
spices.
is if we have an established segue that
Mm.
we all know to use and is just a go-to way to get to the segment, we can get to the segment quick and easy.
What would be like a
about this
good
segment.
go-to move? Like a quick prayer? I mean, how how do we segue like from
I don't know,
just
just,
consistently from topic to
Halloween.
topic?
Did you know what happened with Halloween? Let's actually
I don't
get
know
into it.
I don't know what's going on.
So Miramax has purchased the rights to Halloween.
Interesting. So
You wanna pull up
Miramax, the
this
TV
article?
rights. Now this is different. It says Miramax wins TV rights to Halloween franchise. Interesting that they chose the word win. Were they in competition for it?
there may have been a bid.
Yeah.
Also, it's
little
TV
bit.
rights.
Bitteroo.
It's
You know-
TV rights, which means the movie rights. No one's ever made a series or a TV series for Halloween, so they've just been in the ether, and now they're sold, and we've only seen movies for Halloween. So you're saying we're getting Miramax is going to go ahead and try a series for Halloween?
Is there a
what it
portion of
looks
this
like.
article we're going to be reading?
Yeah, we just scrolling through.
What?
Or scrolling up and down is what
hold
we're
on. You
doing.
tell me, Joshua.
I was just
confused.
confused. You were just scrolling up and
read,
down.
Just read a little bit of that information and see if
All right.
see
Here we go.
A24
So
is
just
part of it.
pick some of it.
Just pick a chunk and read it. All right, here we go. Miramax has prevailed in the bidding war. You're right. For television rights
man.
to the Halloween horror franchise, meaning Michael Myers could soon be slicing and dicing his way across the small screens or assorted streaming platforms. The indie studio beat out other contenders, including A24, which, by the way, they've been putting out a lot of mean trailers lately.
Yeah,
Mhm.
For some good films they're coming out with, which is also in the mix for the rights, according to Insider with knowledge. I guess really when it comes down to it, interesting sort of. Do we want more Michael Myers? Have we seen him die or fail to die enough times?
That's my thing.
Is freaking Jamie Lee Curtis coming back for this? She's a staple for the franchise.
No, I doubt it. I bet it's
They
gotta
need
be, it's gotta be
they
all
need
new people.
to, in my opinion, if you're gonna do a TV series, you need to do something like similar to Michael Myers, where like maybe a copycat or something.
Yeah.
Can we stop with the unkillable serial
Monsters.
killers?
Well,
Because at this point, after 27 movies, they're not serial killers anymore.
What are
They're monsters. They're superhuman monsters that are unkillable, and that's not fun.
we're
Well,
more likely to
it's
see it
interesting.
standing next to Godzilla in the MonsterVerse as opposed to the horror genre.
Yeah.
Well, so we did this a couple years back, but it's interesting. The Halloween genre of like the timeline per se. There's only technically 3 movies that fit into the Halloween timeline.
Mhm.
The rest of them are just spin-off and kind of fun standalone movies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's branches of movies that continue on, but they're not working in the same universe.
Mhm.
And so where is this going to fit? We don't know if it's going to actually be part of that or if it's going to be totally different. But it's interesting that they're going for a TV show now too, I guess because of a streaming service, and that's what people want these days.
Yeah.
So
Now, we also have to acknowledge, when I say this, that I all of a sudden need confirmation now. So let me IMDb real quick. The very last Halloween movie that came out a year ago.
Yeah.
Which I hear didn't do very well, and a lot of people didn't care for it.
Well, let's see. Halloween, what was it? I guess 2022.
Yes. That was the year before this one.
Yes.
Correct. Halloween Ends is what it was called. So the box office, let me go ahead and share this tab here. So let's see. How well did you do? A budget. All right. This motivates my point, all right? It doesn't really matter what you create.
Mm.
They're doing this with The Conjuring, the Annabelles, the nuns. There is a huge movement, the Hereditaries, the Smiles, for the horror genre to have an extremely modest budget.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's not a crazy deliver, all right? It's not a crazy deliver, but it's well over budget.
Yeah, they're still making their money.
A constant success. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're investing in those penny stocks per se.
Sort of.
Well, you got to be able to pay Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right, right. But I hear she's cheap.
Is she?
I don't know. I'm just saying that. But look, my point is, this is going to be a constant movement in Hollywood that it has been for a long time, but now even more so, because with the affordability of movies, you can keep crushing that budget down to as small as you can make it. I mean, we just saw with The Creator, they did essentially what looked like a $250 million movie on $80 million with The Creator.
Yeah.
If you can downsize that much with the technology and the amount of people needed to make a big production like that happen, then a little slasher thriller film that's really motivated around, that's really honestly controlled in the edit and some of the visual elements for like what your monster looks like and stuff like that, you can make a successful horror thriller movie and make back your budget fourfold, and it's considered a success. And if you have 50 small successes, that's the equivalent of 3 big ones. You know what I mean? And so it's a better strategy, in my opinion, than betting all on one horse. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
But they are betting on all on one horse if they're doing a whole season of.
Not necessarily. You can pump out an entire season of Michael Myers doing mild knife trickery, against unwilling participants.
Teenagers usually for a measly pathetic. 15 million. You could do it a 8 to 10 episode, 40-minute each series on 15 million easy. Because you just don't have to have any you don't have to have any real big names. Maybe a couple recognizable. You also don't have
characters.
to have. You also don't have to have a ton of big special effects.
No, that's the horror. The horror genre is so easy. It's so easy.
It is very easy,
and that's why it's an easy money, because the production's not hard. It's not expensive to do. And that's why the indie market always leans towards horror, because you have limited resources and you need to make a film easily. You know what I mean?
Would you watch a Michael Bay horror film, or like a Michael Bay version of Halloween? That would be fantastic.
Yes, because it would be nothing but like explosions and girls in bikinis and it'd be awesome.
Fast cars.
It'd be awesome. There'd be those weird, like, I don't even know what you call them, like sparkler explosions.
Yeah, where sparks just.
Where there's just sparks
scatter on the ground.
Yeah,
I don't know why every Michael Bay explosion has sparkles.
Has
in it.
Those sparks in it.
Yeah,
why? Isn't that crazy? Dude,
it's like
you know why? Because like he's like, it's so freaking sick. Everyone's just so freaking sick.
It's like he sees the take and he grabs the producer's shoulder. He's like, dude, did you see that? See them sparklers?
Yes.
He's like looking at the monitor. Did you see that? The sparklers, dude. And this is what he does. What he does is he wears like, a hoodie or something, whatever he wears to set. A hoodie with no zipper in the middle, so it's got the touch pocket, the hand holding pocket, and
it's like,
and he walks up, hoodie on, to his special effects or his special his special explosion on set man. And he's like,
Pyrotechnics.
explosion's all set. Things looking pretty good. We're going to roll here in about 15 minutes. But hey, before you do that, I want you to put these amidst your explosions.
and the guy's like,
they're just sparkle bombs.
Dude, he's like, dude, no car explosion or helicopter explosion, any kind of explosion looks like this. And Michael Bay goes, do you trust me?
Trust me, dude.
And then
it's my own
the
recipe.
The explosion goes off, and he just goes like, yes.
No, it's like
freaking
he's
sick.
directing.
Yes.
He's directing a Halloween thing, and he's like, okay, Jason, what I want you to do, I want you to try to stab the kid, but you missed and hit the concrete. When you hit the concrete, sparks are going to go flying.
No, you're going to hit the power box, and it's going to explode.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I could see it now. Freaking 30 feet of sparks, 2 directions.
It's like if you put normal explosion and a side by side with Michael Bay explosion, Michael Bay's gonna have like 4 different sparkler things going out
Sparkle
of it.
shoots. Or it's the ones that ride across the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, he loves the ground sparkle ones.
Oh man.
Dude, I don't know freaking how that became his staple, but I don't ever want to see him stop. If I see a Michael Bay movie without the sparklers, that's the day I stop watching movies. All right. I might watch the new Transformers just to get my fix of sparkle. I need my sparkle fix. I don't know, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Look,
Clyde's dying over here.
I think there's promise to this economically. Interest. Yeah. I think there's going to be a following. 100%. There's going to be a following for Halloween and more Michael Myers. But I will say, if they don't get Jamie Lee Curtis to at least cameo in these series, it's just going to be an extreme disappointment. Because if you have Michael Myers, since the first Halloween to Halloween Ends, the last movie for Halloween, it has been Jamie Lee Curtis. She is the star of Halloween.
And I don't know like how she does in the latter 3 movies.
So I watched
but I know go ahead.
I watched the one before Halloween Ends, and it was very good.
Okay, I know she can act.
Mm-hmm.
I know she can still act. Her scenes in The Bear.
Oh
excellent,
yeah,
dude, excellent. Dude,
look,
she seemed like the serial killer.
Look, Jamie Lee Curtis.
show.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis taps into what she believes the character best fits. So when it comes to The Bear, she has that psychotic, mentally ill mom energy. And then you hit
most moms,
right? And then you hit Freaky Friday, and she's that controlling mom, mild energy kind of wannabe guru, but has to learn to love her daughter in a new way without being controlling.
Most moms.
And then you hit Halloween, and Jamie Lee Curtis knows how to have like the horror, the classic horror fear or thrill to her acting, but still keep that classic horror cheese amidst the acting as well. So she's not as dramatic in certain ways. She like really goes hard when there's a cheesy line for her to deliver. She knows it's a part of that horror genre cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So she really nails it when it comes to the cheese. Personally, now that's how I feel. So it's not her best acting, but it fits. It's consistent. It is inside of the genre of this Halloween horror storytelling. It's right there. It's right there.
I find it interesting that Jamie Lee Curtis has kind of always played like the mom.
Yeah.
Just always. Except for in like the first Halloween where she plays the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's always just played, even in Freaky Friday and True Lies, in Give me another
Well, in
Jamie Lee
Halloween, she
Curtis.
plays the first Halloween. She plays the babysitter.
Yeah, she plays a teenager. But
Right.
what's another? Name another Jamie Lee Curtis thing. She's the mom.
I got nothing for you.
She New Girl.
I mean,
she
Halloween.
plays Jess's mom.
She plays Jess's mom in New Girl. Yeah,
In
she
Halloween,
plays the mom in the
kind of
Bear.
elevates into becoming the mom in
Yeah,
the
Does
later
become
ones.
a mom in
in the later ones.
She's a good mom.
She plays such a good mom. I don't know. She brings the kind of energy where she can play like any type of mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Also, she did really good kind of embodying a teenager to play, Lindsay Lohan version of a teenager in Freaky Friday. I think we need to put some respect on the name of Freaky Friday starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. What a good and it has Gibbs from NCIS randomly thrown in there.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a while before we see anything from it, but I guess did you happen to know who Miramax usually sells to as far as streaming goes? Do they sell to Netflix? Do they sell to Max? Do they sell to Hulu? Who does Miramax sell to? Miramax sells to Netflix.
Who's their squeeze?
Right. Who's their squeeze? Who's their muse on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see where this comes out at, but so Paramount, let's see. The company is co-owned by majority stakeholder media group as well as Paramount Global. So I'm guessing Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus seems like
Paramount owns the movie side of it. So if they're selling it, that means to Miramax, that means Paramount Plus will not have a series version of this, right? If Paramount owns the movies, then they sold them. They're not getting the TV rights, right? Unless they buy it back or they contract the specific series out. I don't know.
I think technically they could contract it out to Paramount Plus because Paramount Plus is a subsidiary of Paramount.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I would say.
But I think they could also contract out to Netflix or Hulu or HBO.
True. I mean, it's just probably whoever. It might be a bidding war. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Max is like, we don't want that, but Hulu and Netflix do. Who knows?
I could definitely see Hulu picking up something like this.
Yeah, this feels like Hulu, but
Hulu or Amazon Prime.
Hulu or Max, I would love to see it from, but I don't think they're not gonna get it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, and that's really how everyone's gonna feel about it. It's gonna be fine.
It's fine,
and so there's nothing real exciting about it. It just is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, before we go into the next bit, I want to thank Cynthia for being a Patreon supporter. Thank you, Cynthia, for showing up, enjoying early podcast episodes. Thank you for having your name in the credits and getting shout outs on the podcast. Thank you for all these things that you have signed up to receive. What? Thank you for doing.
I love you're like, thank you for all these great things you get.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Subliminally fit it in there. We thank you for the perks you receive.
Yes.
By becoming a Patreon supporter of the Wiseworks company, the Wiseworks
Patreon
LLC. No,
LLC.
Just go to the freaking link in the freaking description and choose the tier that best fits your content needs. Is what I'm always trying to say.
You got Wyatt laughing that wheezy laugh, that wheezy sick laugh.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm on a wheezy laugh high. I gotta keep pulling it out.
This night episodes are they just be doing different.
They're a little bit different. Yeah, and if you're curious, I've been coughing. I'm getting over being sick for the past 3 days. Yeah, no, it sucked. It sucked, especially when you're the height of being sick, when you've got the sore throat and the headache and the stuffed nose and the chills and everything.
Right. Have you guys ever coughed out of your butthole? I'm not talking about a fart.
Well, I haven't.
I'm not talking about a fart.
But,
when you cough out your butthole,
I was
that wasn't a
something.
fart.
I was in the middle of a thought, but that's okay. You can keep going with your butthole thing.
What?
Finish what you were
All
saying.
right. Yeah. Thanks. So no, I'm just saying when you're at the height of being sick and you're just like, I don't think this is ever going to end.
Right.
I don't think this is ever gonna, clearly this is a much less interesting thought than the butthole thing, but let's keep,
we circled back for this. Finish your thought.
I did. That's it.
That
that's
was
all
it.
I wanted. I thought we could talk about that a little bit, but you want to talk about
This
coughing out of your
episode is a little
Never-
passive aggressive. You
never
guys are
cough.
being a little passive, my guy.
Hey, you know what?
I gotta say this, and I don't know if I did this publicly or if it was behind the scenes, but last week I came into the episode and I was feeling spicy. I think you brought it up in passing, Wyatt. We're off the podcast. I was giving you a lot of crap for the terrible memes that you've been sending.
Yeah.
I have to say, the past week you've been sending better ones, but you sent one
And
to the
I
meme,
sent you a few.
and you sent me a couple. All right.
Hey.
But you sent me.
I get it all right.
You send me Theo Vaughn clips and your mom's house clips. Friggin', I already watched those. I watched the full episodes. I got the joke in the original content. But what I was gonna say is, you sent one to the meme dump, Wyatt, that I think might have been the best meme I've seen all year.
Yeah, it's the Barack Obama one, isn't it?
Yes,
Dude, that is a killer meme.
that is a top tier meme, and I love that the majority of people will watch it and not get it. But when you get it, you fall out.
That's so. I sent it to the
You
meme
can't
group.
talk about a meme.
Well,
and
you
not show the meme.
Well, you left the meme dump, so
No, you can't
All
show
right.
the audience. The podcast audience have not seen this meme.
All right, let's see this. Let's do this. So if you were following probably the early stages of 2023, there was a circling meme world about how let's just say non-white folks.
No, it was black people.
I know, but I think Mexicans were getting lumped in there for a while as well.
So were white people too.
Some white people. The white people who felt like they wanted to be a part of the team, but really it wasn't meant to be.
Move on.
There's an epidemic of unchanged batteries in the fire alarms at people's houses.
Yes.
Okay? And it just beeps.
Yeah. You'll be doing a video and you'll
every
hear
3 minutes. Every 3
beep in
minutes,
the
you just hear
background.
this really high pitched beep. And so there was a really funny movement on Instagram.
It's like getting crossed up in basketball.
Right,
That
right.
sneaker sound.
Yeah, there was a really funny movement on Instagram where a lot of people were just pointing out this fact in very funny ways. And then there's just Wyatt just randomly go ahead and drops a speech of Barack Obama, all right, when he was president in the White House. And you're listening to these eloquent words of the former president speaking to the American people, and then just towards
Right
the
at
end,
the
you
end.
just hear
Right at the end.
just right
You
at the
hear
end.
the beep.
The
The best part of it.
It's
The
so
best part of
freaking
it was
funny.
I watched the video like 3 times trying to find out what was funny, and then I heard the beep at the very end.
I knew. I watched it today. I knew instantly. I was sitting here. I fell on the floor. Dude. I fell on the floor. I was holding my stomach. It caught me. A beep has never made me laugh so hard.
John Mark came out of his room and he's like, "What? I don't get it." And I was like, "You gotta watch it till you get it." And
My
then
goodness.
he finally heard it, and we sat there. We just laughed for a solid minute.
All right. It's not fun to explain the joke. And I apologize for everyone who would have come across that and would have laughed, right? Eventually.
They'll laugh. You'll laugh if you see
You'll
it.
still laugh if you see it. And maybe every time you see a meme with Barack Obama, you'll pause and be like, is this it? Is this it? But with all that said, what was I saying? Oh, you've been sending quality memes.
I've
this
been
past
trying,
week.
Trying.
And so I just wanted to say thank you for bringing me some giggles here and there.
Some giggles.
That's really what I look for. I think friendships can be predominantly built, especially between men, on how many giggles you can earn them each day, or provide or earn. Because I think you can build a friendship if you're the funny guy and everyone's laughing because of your jokes. I think there's a satisfaction there that can be one of the strongest friendship bonds ever. Do you not agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you can make people laugh, and although you might not be laughing as much, if you're the guy making those people laugh, you're providing the giggles.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I went ahead and sent you the meme, Josh, just so you have it.
Just so you're a part of the group.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you'll have it.
I'll watch it.
We'll
watch it at a
later.
later date by myself, in a dark room.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. Now, are you guys
Yeah.
still keeping with pirate rules there at the house? Since there's 2 new roommates?
He stole one of my beanies.
Good.
I did steal one of your hats, but it's a lot different when you add two more brothers to the situation, because the
Are
brothers,
you worried the brothers are going to gang up on you?
Oh, they have been. They have been. I mean,
Why
I'll
would
go
you
in.
do that? Why would you do that?
I'll-
Why?
I'll go in
I
and
don't know.
buy
I
a
don't
carton of
gang up.
ice cream.
You
and
let your
then
brothers gang up on Joshua?
No, I don't let them,
I buy myself a thing of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Okay.
I put it in the freezer. I come back 3 days later, and granted, I was done with the mint chocolate chip ice cream, but someone decided to finish it for me, and I'm a little bit butthurt about that.
You're like, I was waiting for this ice cream to get freezer.
That happened. That happened to my cookies and cream. Granted, I ate a lot of that cookies and cream myself.
Yeah. But
A
you
good
also
majority
paid for
of it.
Yeah, no.
And I also
pirate
bought
rules
it for
are
Ethan.
chaos right now.
Ethan ate some of it, and then now John Mark did replace it.
Yeah.
But that was so he could eat some more of it.
The pirate rules have gone from a little bit to extreme pirate.
Well,
rules.
we usually go pirate rules. We're like little kids. We say pirate rules, and then we take something, right?
Well, you take things, and then when they ask about it later, you say pirate rules.
Right. They just they don't know that they're supposed to say pirate rules later.
Well, okay. Granted. Okay, so now I'm in the club. In the past minute, we've all said granite. Did you guys pick up on that?
No, but it's funny.
Look,
it's a solid joke.
Granite. In the
Stop. We gotta eventually get to the third segment.
if you're just taking things and not having the acceptable maneuver, then you're just stealing stuff, and at a certain point, someone's gonna catch some hands. All right.
Oh,
well, John Mark's rule of thumb is usually if he finishes it off, he replaces it.
So he does do that, but he also he never decides to get something. It's always oh, I like a little bit of that, and then I'll replace it. So that's his thing.
Bread. It's my. Yeah. I'll have half a loaf of bread left, and then I'll come home and I have a whole loaf of bread. I was like, he must have just finished that bad boy off.
He got back from working on the railroad, real hungry.
Wyatt, please, he laughed. Wyatt smoked a whole pack of cigarettes before he got on this.
No, I've spent 3 days with chest congestion.
I'm just saying, look, if you say pirate rules, and this is for anybody out there, especially with men in your life, it works sometimes with women, but I would say more when it comes to women, it's more of the under. I mean, it works less times, but
women are much more particular about their stuff.
Well, there's also a reason why, number one rule of piracy is no women on the ship.
No women.
Let's be honest.
They're very, very selective about their things.
None of the pirates can say pirate rules and not be in trouble for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and then all the other pirates go, yeah, you know what? That's okay. You said
except the women on the ship, and they're like, no, we're not just
we're civilized.
They took my teacup or my grandmother's china.
My silverware.
But all that to say, with dudes, freaking start pirate rules. If you haven't implemented this with your siblings or your buddies or your casuals, your acquaintances, freaking start implementing pirate rules and see how quickly you can get away with stuff without any of the friendship being ruined. Pirate rules is a cheat code to have your stuff taken from you and to take other people's stuff. Without freaking any problems.
By the way,
between the two
I did need to say this. I want at first before anything. I want to
Okay.
say
Pirate
pirate rules.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
I
What
have
of mine
been
did you take?
all of your hair ties.
Oh
I've
yeah,
just
yeah,
been
you did.
I've just been
Yeah.
taking them.
Well,
I
I
just
mean,
been. I'll see them in your car and I'll take them.
yeah. No, I did notice that. I did
I'll
notice
open.
that.
I'll open the door to your room today and looked at your desk and just grabbed one. I think I'm wearing it in my hair right.
I know. I'm aware
You
of this.
saw you took my
I've been
hat.
seeing.
You know.
Yeah.
Pirate rules. You guys see that exchange? That's how it always
It
happens.
was a
Everyone's like,
Christmas
all
gift.
right,
It's
okay.
a Christmas gift from my mother, that hat, but it's okay.
But pirate rules and whatnot. Let's
It
go
was
ahead
your
and get
sister.
to
You
the.
told me it was your sister. Not
No, it was they gave it to me for like a stocking stuffer or something. It's a
Um,
good hat though. It's comfy, isn't it?
What's the next segment? We got to talk.
It's your
about
segment.
some Olin Rogers.
Olin
Joshua
Rogers.
really doesn't want to run this podcast. This
He
evening.
goes, what's the next segment, Joe?
Regan, I don't know. No, it's not the dumbest. Let's keep going.
It's maybe the best.
It's a
Okay.
good one. I've had more giggles.
I just spit
Okay,
everywhere.
no, we're gonna 2 for 1 this segment. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're just gonna go through some Godspeed,
Okay.
and we're gonna go through a little bit of Final Space comic, graphic novel.
Some
Okay.
And
updates
so-
here. Looks
So
sick.
just Olin Rogers world
Gosh, it
a
looks
little
sick.
bit right now, okay? And between so basically from what we understand, Olin Rogers world right now is consumed with Godspeed animated series
Mm-hmm.
or animated film. I think it's actually a short film.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then he's releasing the 9-part documentary series on how to make an animated series.
Yes.
or animated film using Godspeed as the example.
Look,
And then going along with that is the graphic novel for finishing the story of Final Space.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I
final
want
season of.
I want to say that, you know, when Final Space was coming out, it was, I mean, like in between seasons and stuff, it was kind of like, well, Olan Rogers has kind of dropped off the map,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you know, because he's out, you know, filming the show, but like we're getting weekly updates with this.
Yeah.
It feels exciting. It feels
Yes.
like this is what you got to do. This
So
is what the people
This is
want.
the difference between the creator economy and the Hollywood economy. The
Mhm.
Hollywood economy is built on marketing and secrecy, and we
you
give
just
you
drop off the map. You're gone.
freaking no one wants to see that. With creator economy is you create something incredible, like what we're seeing with Godspeed and what
Mhm.
he's teasing us with, right?
You give
Or the
people hype.
artwork with Final Space.
It's so good.
And you give us the road, the journey. I mean, freaking that's what people are. That if you want people to be invested in your work forever, do not drop off the face of the map. Bring
Mhm.
people on the journey. I mean, I'm going to be kind of harsh.
Yeah,
Bert Kreischer's The Machine, the movie. If I
Yeah.
watch that, I would be so less interested
If it
in
wasn't
that
for Bert.
movie.
Mm.
But because he brought us through the whole journey, not only of getting it approved, getting the pre-production going, talking about it, announcing it, like him being behind the scenes, constantly telling us about what's going on, stories from production. If he wasn't bringing us, creating the journey through podcasting for us and on his Instagram, I would not enjoy the movie at all, but I actually
No.
enjoy it because of that journey, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
loyal for it. So it's the same thing with Olin Rogers. He's creating a journey for us, and he's telling us a second story in the process.
Let's really quickly let's run through the Instagram for both these. Let's do Godspeed first, and there's some
Like the
audio
most recent
stuff.
update.
What do you
Where's the Instagram? Was I supposed to pull that up?
Yeah, was
Oh.
there a link?
I didn't bring a link, but sorry, no. I
You want me to? Okay.
Just running this whole thing.
Yes. All right. Yes, and me a little bit. I got to get to Instagram.
Josh brings some
So-
photos and
So he's been weekly been posting on his Instagram, and They even for Godspeed have been releasing some snippet sound bite clips for like original
Soundtrack.
songs
Yeah.
and small clips of the movie. So
Mm.
they're putting a lot of stuff out there for
The
Godspeed,
soundtrack,
and it's cool.
dude,
It
it's
looks
cool.
really cool.
It's very there's some that's I guess kind of that one song is a little bit I don't know what you call that, a little bit
Johnny Cash-esque.
no, there's the one song that's really Johnny Cash. And
Yeah.
then there's the other one that's like what's the name of that band? It sounds kind of like Greta Van Fleet.
Sure.
Sort of, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not logged
with
into
the
my
vocals.
Instagram on this computer.
Well, I mean, you can see it pretty well from here.
yeah.
We're just not going to play any of the videos, but
So
like,
a lot of updates. Come on. Freaking
Boo.
a lot of updates. A lot of art. Oh, when I scroll down too
Yeah.
far, it gives me that
Mhm.
sound. Freaking Instagram, whatever. All right. So yeah, just a lot of really cool concepts. Like, he was also doing a new animation style than obviously we saw with Final
Final
Space,
Space, yeah.
or anything else he's done. You know,
I
I'm
like
also
it. It's
really
cool.
wanting the Lion's Blaze, which we haven't heard anything about in a long time.
Mhm.
But
well,
apparently,
it
it's in
makes
making.
sense. It makes sense though. He's putting a lot of work into these, so
I just
Also-
want to know, what do you guys think is the story behind this with the art? Because there's no synopsis of the story.
I don't
yet.
know. I don't know, but it's got me interested. What I'm enjoying the most is like the stuff from the Final Space like comic book.
Mhm.
yeah. We can
Man,
go into that
it
now.
looks super cool.
It does. It looks
And
extremely
we
cool.
when he first announced like who the artist was, we went and looked at his art on Instagram, and it was a lot of like fan art and Star Wars art, really
Yeah.
cool stuff. And from what I remember of the art, it and what we're seeing here, it looks he's his bold colors, the way he makes things. I mean, look how 3D that character looked. I mean, just he really knows how to make the colors pop, and
Yeah.
it's good.
And very
I
much
like
like your purples, blues that
Mhm.
make it look like, 80s space.
Yeah, and that's very much been the theme of Final Space is
Yeah.
those really bright, vibrant purple, blue, yellow,
Yeah.
and he's the artist is doing a really good job of bringing that to the comic book.
I saw these the other day where he had these different versions, I
Mhm.
guess, of the Final Space characters. What do you think they're doing with this? Are they playing around with new concepts for the graphic novel, or you think they're just having fun with the looks of things?
The looks of things and age, because I think there's going to be a time skip.
Time
here.
jump? Yeah, there could be. Yeah, there could be a time skip, and also playing around with the look of the character is a good way to, just help define
The creative process.
Yeah, the creative process.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly like avocado or baby Cado. He's clearly like aging up here, and then like the robot is like getting older. You can see he's getting rustier, and like the look of him is just getting older.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's clearly that. But there's a lot of stuff. I definitely recommend go to Instagram and look up Final Space. It's a verified account, and then he also has his other account, Godspeed, which it doesn't have much stuff on it as Final Space, but there's still a significant amount of stuff on there.
Now, when he got back from working in Hollywood for a while, you definitely got the sense that he has a lot on his mind. There's a lot of things that troubling him. You know what I mean? Do you see some of that? Do you see some of that lifting in the recent updates? Does it feel more like the excited, vibrant Olan we've seen in the past, or because for a minute there we got kind of like a little bit of a jaded or kicked down to
No,
a
he was.
notch Olan from
He was
Hollywood.
defeated. Definitely felt like Hollywood defeated him, and it
I
wasn't
mean,
just Hollywood's fault. It
yeah,
was
he also lost his soda parlor
COVID.
like a year before that.
Yeah, and you know, it definitely sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no shame in feeling defeat,
Right.
and in being upset that the circumstances didn't work out. But he, he's bouncing back. He's, doing what you're supposed to do, and that's keep doing stuff, keep making stuff.
Right.
You
And
know,
and you see almost him come alive in a sense. Like even just the fact that his presence online is not ghosting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he actually is present. He's actually here to connect with the audience. And I
Mhm.
wonder if I feel like he's always knew this, but for some reason it took him a long time to really understand this. For creators like him, and honestly any creator that really has ambitious goals and is building from the ground up, the Hollywood's not the way to go. And I
Mm-mm.
think he wanted to have his Hollywood story in some fashion. And I think it took him saying, okay, Hollywood has basically kicked me out. They don't want anything I have right now. They've canceled what I did have. And all I have now is the fans, and I have an idea. And the
Mhm.
fans showed up for that idea. And do you think that renewed, like even with the Godspeed? I mean, he made so much more money on the fundraiser than he initially thought, and then blew the pre-sales for the graphic novel out of the
Yeah.
water. You know,
Well, I mean, I think too there was also like, so we kind of have to remember who Olan Rogers started out as. He was a storyteller on YouTube. He just told funny stories. And then he
was
tried
also a
to,
filmmaker. Well, to be fair, before he started telling stories, he was doing shorts and
yeah, but
comedy sketches.
his animation shorts weren't, he didn't have that, he wasn't strong on YouTube with that at first. So when he tried to transition from that, this was also pretty early on YouTube. It was kind of probably difficult. And so he thought, oh, it'd probably be better if I just went and found a studio to actually back me on this, because it's kind of hard to transition on YouTube to do that.
So yeah, when he was starting, like, I remember when that first Final Space
Pilot concept
dropped. Dude, that was so cool.
It
was so
was.
epic. It was so fun.
Do you know the guy, the animator who animates Bluey, the hit Australian kids animation? You guys heard of Bluey?
Yes, I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Same animator who does Bluey did that pilot for Olan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, you're right. When he dropped that, the independent like cartoon market on YouTube wasn't there.
No.
The independent it was there. It wasn't as strong as it is now.
It was Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah, it was Happy. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Well, it was after Happy Tree Friends.
Yes, but I'm just saying that is an example. It was the silliness of for like taking itself seriously, animation, entertainment on YouTube. The culture wasn't robust yet.
Yeah, the culture wasn't there. The infrastructure wasn't there to be able to crowdfund a project like that.
No.
And the interest wasn't there either from people. The interest now, I think, is there for people, where
Oh yeah.
we've gotten to the point, especially with crowdfunding, where people are like, oh, if we like something, we're going to crowdfund it and it's going to get made.
Sort of. I would be willing to bet that Olan's fans are so incredibly loyal and with him through thick and thin. Like, not many creators can take essentially a 4 to 5 year break from posting on any platform and just be focused on this animated series and give essentially almost no updates or no check-ins, and then still have a huge fanhood just there waiting for him.
Fanhood.
I don't think that's not common, but that's what Olan has. So what I'm saying is I'm wondering, I almost disagree with you. If he would have just done a Kickstarter for
No,
Final Space
yes.
to do it independently, I think Olan would have had the supporters.
Yeah, he would have had the supporters then. He would have probably made more money then than he has now.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is the mentality wasn't there.
No.
Like the expectation, like he didn't think that's even possible.
For him and for people, I don't think the mentality was there. He definitely probably would have made it,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea of crowdfunding independent shows nowadays is trendy. It's popular.
Right.
If you're a big creator and you want to create something like that, and you know that your audience is behind you,
right,
you can create it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I don't think the mentality that something like that can get done was there when he started that.
You're definitely right. It wasn't there.
It was like, I need somebody to pick this up and help me make it.
It could have worked, and he could have been revolutionary in the space.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think if he was here sitting and talking to us in this regard, he would have said, well, even though it came, there's more hurt than maybe joy that he found during that process, especially towards the end, before they canceled it completely. I think he probably would say, well, it was very important because I learned so much about creating an animation and about producing and directing a series in the old school Hollywood system that, a lot of independent creators, even if you have a ton of experience, you could have 50 major successful online titles under your belt as a producer, director, creator, but you step foot into that old system where you have a crew of 100 to 200 people, and you won't know how to operate because you've been independent, you've been scrappy, you've had a team of 10 people helping you the whole time. You know what I mean? And so there's not that crossover. There's not those crossover skills. And maybe Olan really valued that old Hollywood system type skill level that he wanted to really be a part of and sharpen his arrow in his bag of tricks, I guess you might say.
I think he definitely learned a lot. And I think he learned what not to do, especially. And I think that'll help him learn. I think that and
going forward.
Yeah, that and the reception from, his fans, I think is a good pointer of, what the future is for what he can do.
I think Final Space is probably going to go down in most people's history as like the show that it's like one of the most beloved animated series that nobody wanted to make happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like no one's going to be able to say that show could exist if Olan wasn't pushing it with all he had down the road the entire time, season after season, even just to get the story finished. He is pushing it down the road himself, It's
almost like Rick and Morty now, where Dan Harmon's not involved anymore.
No, Dan Harmon is. It's Justin Roiland.
Justin Roiland, excuse me. Justin Roiland's not involved anymore, and they're still creating it. And can you imagine if Adult Swim decided to continue, or was it Adult Swim that was doing Final Space?
Eventually, and then I think
it started with Conan O'Brien's.
Whoever was doing Final Space, if they continued it, but Olan Rogers was not involved at all anymore, can you imagine if
it wouldn't have happened? No, they wouldn't watch it, but also it wouldn't have happened because Rick and Morty, after season 1, super success, it has been like a car you turned on and it's driving itself down the road. It's a freaking Tesla, it's driving itself. It's just going to happen regardless of who's the ones creating it. It's going to get made because The executives want it to be made. Whereas Final Space, so many people, audience members and people involved with Olan wanted it to be made, but it's like there was so much going against it from the start, the whole time it was being created, and even getting it finished in the end. It has been just pitfall after holdup after blockade that has to keep being overcome. And no one can take credit for this show existing except Olan. Like, he is the only one that has made this happen.
And maybe Conan O'Brien.
Maybe because he initially believed in it enough to get it off the ground, you know? Yeah. But even then, he was just the initial investor. It still wouldn't have happened, obviously, without Olan keeping it going. I don't even know. I'm sure season 1 would have gotten finished under Conan O'Brien's initial investment, but who knows? Season 2, did they get 3 seasons before it was canceled?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 seasons. Season 2 and season 3 definitely would have happened. It would not have happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
I think it's good that there's so much hype and there's so much openness about these 2 stories. And I'm glad that he's found a vein of independent content creation that we can support and enjoy. That's what I think.
Yeah. Go check out the Instagram, Final Space and Godspeed on Instagram. Or just go follow Olan Rogers. He has everything in his link in his bio. So you can find it there.
You guys know, there's something that's really taking hold as far as more people are believing in this. For a long freaking time, everyone has said that Hollywood and the music industry are controlled by demons.
Yeah.
Controlled by the Illuminati.
Or white women?
No, just the Illuminati and demons and Satan is what has been said.
So the white women. My apologies to any of the white women watching this.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little peeved that it takes so much obviousness and the biggest musical icon for everyone to start paying attention to this. Freaking Beyonce is huge, but if it doesn't just go to show you, friggin', it doesn't matter what Beyonce does, a white woman's gonna do it better.
Ooh.
I mean, how on earth is Taylor Swift?
What are we talking about? Because
Taylor Swift is freaking
that
controlled
is
by
question.
Demons.
How is Taylor Swift outperforming Beyonce?
Beyonce's been flashing satanic symbols her entire career,
and that thing.
And that
right?
thing.
That's my question. You can have Satan and a butt like that on your side. And how is Taylor Swift outperforming you?
Yeah, with that blue dress and that guitar.
Yeah.
Freaking.
What's the meme for with the Jeopardy with Tom Hanks? Where he's like what can skinny women do for you? And Tom Hanks hits the button. He goes, not a damn thing.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, look, if I don't really care how you feel about it. Will the real queen bee please stand up? We're talking about Taylor Swift. All right.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Just like the real Slim Shady.
Beyonce cowers in the shadow of the iconic popularity of Taylor Swift. How did a girl who's from Pennsylvania, who's singing music that originated in the South, turn into this pop icon who's a witch and basically has demons in her head?
So here's my question: where's the demon thing coming from?
Okay,
first article.
No, of course not.
This is all Joseph. It's
Joseph. Not just me. It's the whole freaking world.
Oh, do you think there's like some Illuminati stuff going on here?
She's freaking hypnotizing the audience with her show. She has a whole witch ceremony in the middle of her show. She's dressing up as demons in her music videos. Yes.
Taylor?
Yes, Taylor Swift.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've not
okay.
A Taylor Swift
I don't know how you brought this up to talk about, and you don't know about this.
Well, I would say it's music culture. This has always been music culture.
That's sort of, but that's not entirely true because, well, if you're popular, yes, the people that really blow up sold their soul the most. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And
yeah, like
people like Justin Bieber has literally fallen off as far as like people aren't super interested in Justin Bieber, and he's just chilling like a Christian, legitimately, with his family or with his
yeah.
wife. His wife, not his
I
girlfriend,
just
his
think
actual
like
wife.
I think this happens every so often. You get your Elvis Presley, Michael
Mhm.
Jackson, Freddie
Prince.
Mercury, Prince, Madonna, these folks
Eminem.
Eminem, these folks who just
Slim
absolutely
Shady.
become worldwide
They're
legends.
icons
Yeah.
living,
Just
bro.
just absolute legends, and
Just
for
an
some
icon living.
reason, because they hit a specific market, they hit a specific trend that catapults them into success. And
Yeah.
Taylor Swift found the modern trend. The
Yes.
modern trend is depressed white women. It is.
Just angry
Not-
white women.
Okay.
It's
I've had this conversation recently. It's not just white women. I am learning that it's not, but it seems like that is the majority of the people that do listen to her music.
It's white
mean-
women adjacent. Do
I
the
mean,
people that
Miley
people that
Cyrus is finding this out too. That you can, as long as you write a somewhat decent song about being upset at a man,
freaking no, Miley Cyrus
angry
is not
white
going down
women-
that road. She's not going down angry white women road.
I
She's
don't know.
she's
But
hanging
you
out
tell
with
me-
Did you listen to
freaking.
Flower?
yeah, but you tell me that song that she did last, the most recent one that
The
she
Flower?
did, that's been playing on the radio non-stop.
Flower?
I cannot turn on the radio station
Okay, yeah. So
without
Miley
hearing
Cyrus.
that stupid song.
So listen, you're right. There is a huge industry behind this. Miley Cyrus can do one song, but most of the time she's hanging out with Dolly Parton and literally writing like soulful hymns at times. You
And
know what I
that's
mean?
great.
And
But she saw
Taylor
she's-
Swift. Listen to an album, and if you when you guys are both in relationships now. When you're in close adjacent with your woman or your future wife, when the Taylor Swift song album drops, it's an event. Before
Yeah.
noon that day, the whole album will be played
Never mind.
aloud in your house against your freaking will. Against your freaking
She don't
will.
like mine. Don't like Taylor Swift. So
Well,
I am.
that's part of the reason I like her.
all right. Listen, I'm just saying this is unavoidable. It's unavoidable. To quote
I'm just
Eminem.
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying
What are you
is that
saying?
Taylor Swift has made a career off writing these songs,
and it's
Miley-
every song in her album. Miley Cyrus does
but
one.
Miley Cyrus wrote one, and she saw success like Taylor Swift with that one song.
I don't know if Miley Cyrus wants that kind of success.
Not like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. So
For that one
she-
song, yes, she did.
yeah, her one
absolutely.
song's popular, but she's not selling tickets that are like 10,000.
No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, chill. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that Miley Cyrus it has become an icon because of that song.
She got
I'm
a
saying
taste.
That song is doing numbers that Taylor Swift songs are doing. It's top of the charts. It's being played over and over and over and over and over.
And now
again
she
on
has
the
a
radio.
choice to make. Right?
She could keep doing songs like that and start doing numbers like Taylor Swift,
or she can turn around and run for her freaking life. The real question, because once you go down this road, it gets dark and it gets really
I don't know.
I don't know how to say
how
it.
dark we getting.
Pretty freaking dark. Listen, man, when you hit numbers that are what we're seeing coming out of this Eras tour, all right?
Yeah.
Which I think
Taylor
Eras
Swift becoming a literal billionaire off of music.
Yep.
I am extremely skeptical, and no, it's not just about the fact that she's like the nature of her music. It's the fact that someone like her and the music she makes can get that kind of attention and that kind of money and this kind of popularity.
Yeah.
Like freaking when any artist raises their ticket prices to half of what she charges, it's a freaking scandal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a scandal. I mean,
Yeah.
in the country music scene, there's not many country music artists that are, bigger than Garth Brooks, right? Garth Brooks is huge when it comes to
Pretty
country
big,
music.
but
Garth Brooks charges half of what Taylor Swift charges for tickets, and it is scandalous to a lot of country music audience members.
true.
Because it's like way too much. But then Taylor Swift can charge $1,000 a person for mediocre seats in a arena
for
where
mediocre music.
For mediocre music with mediocre messaging. And
Listen,
honestly, if you're going to become a witch,
listened-
a mediocre spell, freaking go
I've,
hard or
I've
go
listened
home.
to I've listened to some of the songs on like her most recent songs. Dude, they suck.
Yeah, they always have sucked.
suck.
They always have sucked.
What do you mean they always?
Is
Like
this
Taylor
the-
Swift's music has always
no,
sucked.
it wrong. You're wrong. It hasn't always sucked.
I'm not wrong.
No, you are wrong. Actually,
No, I'm telling you, like, you want to go back to Miley Cyrus? Not a single Taylor Swift song has hit as hard as that
Wrong.
America song or
No,
it's
I'm
USA
sorry.
song.
I
Chilling
just
in the
remember
USA, or
Starbucks
whatever.
Lovers.
Party in the USA.
dude, her country music slaps hard.
What?
Her and
You
her
wear
early pop.
high heels.
Yes,
I wear
absolutely.
sneak- Stupidest.
Shut your whore mouth. That is an
Stupid as
awesome
frick.
song.
No, it's
I
not.
love that song.
What? Because
Listen.
you had weird freaking teenage fantasies about a girl wearing sneakers when you were a kid.
No, because she was making fun country music for young people.
Mm-mm.
That's why. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It had good lyrics. It had a good melody, and
Future
it had-
Witch is who you're talking about. A future
was just-
demonic.
it was just normal good music, and it was catchy and it was fun. And even some of her early pop stuff was good.
The road to death is without resistance.
This
Yeah,
like,
broad is the way, I believe the Bible describes. You know what I'm saying?
preach. Joe
Narrow.
just-
Look, I'm just saying.
no, I just this recent stuff for the past couple years has been so
Scary to watch.
just bland, boring, disgusting.
Dang, I was this
Ridiculous.
close to making a really off-color joke. I'm gonna move past it.
Yeah, move
Um,
past.
Yeah, move.
So what do we happen in here? So we know that
we
the
haven't
video
talked anything
version,
about what this actual segment is
the
about.
video version of her Eras tour
It says-
concert.
It says be
is in
smart about
theaters, right?
retirement.
So listen, so her tour, her concert is filmed and it's being played in theaters, correct?
Yeah.
So she can not only hypnotize with her witchery the people that show up for her show, but she can therefore hypnotize everyone who shows up at a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
So we're on day 3, and we are.
Well, no, it's just come out today.
Okay, so just
As
today
of
we
this-
are
As of us recording, when this show comes out, it'll be about a week old. But
40 to 50 million Friday.
yeah, so
Big
it's only
swing.
just came out. Like
3
literally-
days, they're expecting it to be 130 million plus, and after this opening weekend
Yes.
box office. Is that
Yes,
just
which
in
is
the U.S. or is that
ridiculous.
worldwide? Is this
Probably
playing worldwide? Also, freaking screw the NFL for as long as they're going to drag this along.
I agree 100%.
You guys, I will not watch a single NFL game until you stop using Taylor Swift to get your ratings up. The white women are not loyal
Actually,
NFL
you know what?
followers.
Actually, I applaud the NFL. I applaud the NFL for milking this just 100%. They're like we have women
Literally
watching.
lightning in a bottle right
They're
now.
like we have We have women that have never ever been interested in football, but because Taylor Swift is interested in a football player,
The writing is in the music, ladies and gentlemen.
They
Freaking
made a
in,
deal with her.
she will insinuate one thing about an NFL player, and these white women will boycott the entire NFL. We are going to have college football next season only, because the next year the NFL is not going to exist.
What are you talking
It's
about?
going to be
No,
canceled.
All women on the planet could boycott the NFL, and they would still do better numbers than
That would be
almost
fine.
anything else on the
No,
planet.
the NFL did a
not
deal
true.
with Taylor
Not
saying,
true.
okay, we'll get you a new song. You'll have a new song to write.
We're talking
But-
about the collective white woman
Bro,
here.
look, the
We're talking about the
NFL
collective white woman.
The NFL always does big numbers.
Oh, dude. We're talking about the collective white woman. They control the economy.
Okay, yeah, they will stop watching the NFL, but it is
Let's come
it is
to
it is
some kind
men
of
who have
conclusion
kept
here.
the NFL going for decades.
True,
It always
but
has
freaking-
been.
There's been year after year scandals ever since that the big hair man, Colin, ever since he
Kaepernick?
decided he was going to spit
take a knee.
on the American patriotism.
Look, there have been scandals with the NFL going back decades. This is a drop in the proverbial bucket.
Dude, no, this is a big period at the end of the sentence. This could be the closer.
Joe thinks that Taylor Swift is
gonna
the
affect-
end of the NFL.
That's
It
funny.
will
He thinks that
Can we
Taylor Swift
name
is
this
the-
segment
you
that?
think it's
No.
the
Can we name
period
this
at the end of the sentence that is the NFL. You're
That's
wrong.
what I think. No, I'm
You're
not.
wrong. You're wrong. I think I don't how could you even think this? How could you
I'm
even
telling
think she
you.
has this much power?
I'm telling you.
You,
The NFL
trust
operates.
me.
Have you been to an NFL game?
No, actually.
Okay.
Yes. I have.
Whenever you go to an NFL game, you will at some point. Just take a gander. Just look around for a second and realize to keep the NFL afloat, we have to have the largest cash flow. And oh, my goodness, I cannot comprehend how much money and manpower it takes to keep a single city's NFL ground level support system afloat. A single city's or a single team.
the important word that you used there was manpower. The manpower
Yeah,
is what's
you
keeping the NFL
I'm with
afloat.
Wyatt on this. I'm with
I
Wyatt.
don't know,
It
dude.
always
For the women-
always has been.
What happens
always
when
has
what
been.
happens when the collective white women tell their husbands that they are going
That
to
they
stop
can't
sleeping
watch-
with them during
that they
football
can't watch
season for every
football?
Sunday that they watch football?
Nah, that doesn't, because the NFL is Taylor Swift for men.
Do you know how many men are whipped?
When it comes to the NFL, it's
And
It's,
guess who's got all these ladies by the behind? Freaking Taylor Swift and that weird freaking looking guitar.
so is this what causes World War III? Like
I think-
the American Civil War between men
Look,
and women.
I think it's a toss up. Hamas, Taylor Swift fans.
both are willing to commit war crimes.
Dang. All right.
Let's come to some kind
On
of
this week.
conclusion on this.
Look, I think this is kudos to the theaters for taking this opportunity to make as much money from concessions as possible. But Taylor
And the
Swift doesn't
NFL.
need to do this. And the
Yeah.
NFL, I suppose. But Taylor Swift doesn't need this. She doesn't need this. And nor do the fans. If
Why
you're
are
a
her
fan of
arms
hers,
so long.
it's because she's been exercising with the devil.
What?
She's
You really
slowly
You really
grafting
think she's a
into
witch?
a demon. She's been practicing her. See, that's what she looks like in the evening time. She's been practicing her.
The Exorcist.
She's been practicing her bend over backwards crawl. You know what I'm saying? In the
guy.
evenings.
Oh my
This
word!
I don't know, dudes. What do you want me to say other than
I love that line. Taylor Swift is a generational voice. Yeah, to middle-aged depressed white women,
Mhm.
bruh.
Yeah.
Who?
Dude.
What? Who? The. Well, let's see. The people who listen. Who are the people? If you listen to Taylor Swift and you're a fan of her, what else? What else are like is in the common denominator world of those
Olivia
fans?
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's Olivia
You know,
Rodriguez?
the girl who sings the song about driving her car.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about who's the other who's another artist that's in the vicinity. I'm talking about what do they also like? Is there a wine brand that they're a part of? Do they support are we talking
let's see.
Target?
Rosé?
Maybe Target?
They like
Yeah.
Target. They like wine, Infinity Scarves, the season fall.
I don't think Infinity Scarves
pumpkin
are a
spice
thing anymore.
lattes,
Starbucks.
4-inch heels, Starbucks.
All those long
that weird
Starbucks lovers.
burnt orange color.
Oh yeah.
Orange.
Yeah. Mimosas, brunch.
Ooh, but I'm a fan of that. Does that mean I got to be a fan of Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Well.
Well, you can dabble in all these things and not be full. The thing is, like, this is a part of their culture.
Men, you know,
Weak men. Well, okay, how about this? Freaking gay men. I think every
Gay
Taylor
men.
Swift fan
also watches RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah.
Ooh, that actually hits the nail right on the head.
That's some big overlap right there.
and even if they
Absolutely.
don't look, even if they don't have gay friends or any gay person they know, they will claim to have many.
Hey,
you've never met a gay person in your life.
But I have a really good gay man friend. They're the best. They're so I don't know, safe. That's what they say a lot.
What were we talking about earlier, Josh? With it's like the black gay men take they're the best at they take care of you like in like public like restaurant service jobs
appropriate
as opposed to like just basically anybody else who's
what you said was
serving your food.
Yeah, you don't want the white
Yeah, you don't want the white women
to be your server. You want the gay black guy.
The gay black dude, because he's like he is absolutely 100% like, what is, I'll take care of your order. Anything you need, I got you. I'll take care of you.
And he doesn't have to be black. I saw
every time. No,
a fella
the black dudes do it. But the black dudes
dude,
do it better.
A gay Mexican dude. I had a gay Mexican dude.
You know what?
Serving me one time.
That's different service.
Never had such as good service. Also, I kept getting winks from this fella.
Yes.
Ooh, winks. And I'm gonna be honest, he was wearing a scent that was a cross between a perfume and a cologne, and I dug it. It was not bad. Now, I did want to say this. Do you think Big Lipstick has reached out to Taylor Swift?
What?
Oh,
Who?
yeah. No,
Big
she
Lipstick?
definitely has her own brand
Probably.
of lipstick.
Do you think so?
Yeah, she definitely does.
Let me Google this right quick, since we are reaching the
I'm
end
almost,
of this podcast.
I'm almost 98% sure that she already has her own makeup line.
Can we get her off the screen?
No,
Yeah,
we
it's
got to
just kind
look
of
at
fun.
this.
Looks like a mix between a horse and a cat.
I don't see the horse, but sure, I definitely see the cat.
See the horse. Horse is in there.
Man,
Let's see.
this episode has been Wyatt, Wiesen, and Joseph.
Taylor Swift makeup. Okay, I don't know if this is it. It kind of looks like it. Maybe it could be.
Comment down below. Yeah, because I know there's people that are watching.
Yeah, women,
now.
white women. What's Taylor Swift's makeup company? If she has one, or if she like signed on with somebody like I don't know the makeup companies.
Nor do
Kardashian girl. Doesn't the Kardashian girl? Isn't that how she got?
You know what I heard about the
makeup?
Kardashians is that they're really bad at business and they make crappy products. They just have this really dumb following that just keeps buying their stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I hear about the Kardashians.
they have a cult-like following.
Just because,
Kind
not
of like Taylor
because they've
Swift.
done anything good. Everyone always says they're good businesswomen. I doubt it. I think
I doubt it.
I think they're really
No,
stupid.
they piggybacked off of Caitlyn, formerly Bruce's fame.
No, they
And
piggyback
then-
off their
Oh, they're-
dad.
Hold on.
Yeah, their
Hold
parents.
on. They piggybacked off of both.
Maybe a little bit.
Both the dads' fames.
And if we're starting somewhere, we might as well start with O.J. Simpson. Am I right?
Yeah.
He was a
So,
football icon and then killed his wife.
Yeah. They piggybacked off of that. The Bruce Jenner thing. And then reality TV, obviously.
And Kanye
Yeah.
West also.
And
Kim
Kanye
Kardashian,
West. Yeah. And
like,
then Pete Davidson.
sucked
Wait,
the
they are
life
just
out of
leeches.
Kanye West with their when they suck the life, they put it in their butts for some reason.
Liposuction.
Lifo.
A little bit of liposuction.
All right. Well,
The episode, everybody.
I wanted to let you guys know before we go. I did pirate rules. First of all, when I was helping you guys pack, I did take 2 important things of each of yours, and if you haven't figured it out yet, it didn't matter too much to you.
I'm definitely missing stuff.
Well,
but I
hey,
thought it
hold
was in the
on. I
garage.
want to know what it is.
I'm not telling you. Look
Well, you
look
can't.
through your
You
stuff.
can't say no. You're supposed
Come
to
back on the next podcast.
You're
See
supposed
if
to
you
say
figured it out.
pirate rules, and then
Yeah, pirate
tell
rules.
us
I
what
took
it is.
something.
And then tell us what I told him. It was his hair ties. I know that it was my hat.
You definitely have like half, if not way more than half of all your clothes are mine. Like I bought them, and then you just like stole my stuff.
It's possible. That's possible.
You might have a pair of my pants too, because I'm missing a pair of my pants.
Yeah, but
It's possible.
His Grandpa Joe booty it don't fit in your pants.
Well,
Definitely
why
not
it was
fitting in my
this
pants.
close to pirate rulesing my the suit I got married in.
Yeah.
No. I made sure I was going to return that. I wasn't going to
right
take
before we moved.
that. No,
we
that
were
was
this
in
close.
its thing. That was in its thing.
That was in its thing. Thank you guys for being here
Mm.
during one of the greatest podcasts,
Or one of the worst.
the most giggly. I think it's not conventionally like well structured or hot good takes. No, we have plenty of hot takes in this podcast.
Yeah,
I think we have more hot takes than most.
You fool did has a lot. You have a
Me
lot. to
full
say.
singular.
Yeah, you fool. You the fool. You the grandpa
Yeah.
fool.
That's what
Joe
the
fool.
Mexican guys would say. Fool.
Mm-hmm.
That's fool singular. It's
Fool?
fool.
Foo.
Yeah.
But look, we love you. Thank you for being here. Bringing it back full circle. Were we talking about One Piece in the pre-show or in this episode?
In this episode.
We talked about it in this episode?
No. It was
One
the
Piece?
pre-show. Sorry, it was
Yeah.
the pre-show.
What anime, Wyatt, that you've heard of, do you think that Netflix is going to do next? Since One Piece
Avatar.
has done so well, right?
Avatar. They already have that in the works.
No, but that's not that group of people. It's not those same creators that are doing Avatar.
I would
Talking about the
hope
ones who
none.
did Cowboy Bebop and then One Piece. What are they going to do next?
They're probably going to murder Tokyo Ghoul.
They're gonna do a live action Akira.
They're probably going to murder.
What's the boxing one that you love so much?
They're
Oh,
not going to
yeah.
do it. They won't touch Megalobox. It's not popular enough. They'll do.
Does it have a manga?
It probably has a manga. Dude, I bet the manga for Megalobox is awesome.
Don't you
but I
gotta
don't
read
think it
mangas
does.
backwards?
Yeah.
You gotta read it backwards.
MJ showed me. She had a book of.
It took a minute for him to get that out. He was really thinking, am I going to
this
say
You
is
didn't want to say girlfriend?
She
My-
showed me
my
she had a
MJ
book of
girlfriend.
Narnia. She had Narnia that was
Mhm.
Chinese, and I grabbed it, and it was backwards. It was like I had to look
Yeah.
at it like this, and the words are like this. They're up and down,
Yeah.
not side to side.
Down. Isn't that crazy?
Can she read it?
Yes.
Her first language is Mandarin.
What? First language?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang
She
it,
was
I thought
adopted. She was adopted when she was like 14.
14 adoption?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
From China?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. You don't see those too often.
Are we done recording?
I think so. Yeah.
Are we done retarding?
Retarding.
Why? That wheezy laugh is just.